Well, we do have our first big gaming showcase to look forward to for 2023. And while I think many of us initially were thinking about things like a Nintendo Direct or a Sony State of Play, we're actually getting an event from Microsoft, which it does make sense because they kind of have to start talking about 2023, which is what we're going to be taking a look at here with their Developer Direct, and also ask the question if it's still happening. That being Starfield releasing in the next 5 or so months. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new here to the Small Wave Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. Let's actually head over here. This is the Developer Direct page that they set up. We had a little more information today from Aaron Greenberg around the duration of this event. He's saying it's about 43 minutes long, which might be a bit longer than I was expecting for this event. Now, according to them, it's going to be presented by the game creators themselves, so there won't be hosts necessarily on a stage that banter back and forth for a little while, then you jump to a game, then you go back to them. It seems like it's going to be gameplay, probably some cinematics to maybe set up a story of the game, and then jump to the next game, and then the next game. So if there's supposed to be, at this time, 4 different games that'll be featured, you can kind of split that up yourself between the 43 minutes. But I do think looking at the lineup they have here, again, this will be on January 25th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Elder Scrolls Online, which I think will be the smallest part of this presentation, considering it's going to be mostly updates around a game that's been out for a while. So there might be some new content or even an expansion for them to go over, but I think that's going to be a part that they get past relatively quickly compared to the other titles, which are going to be really, I would say, key titles now more than ever for Microsoft in the first half of 2023. If you remember, going back to last year, over the summer, Microsoft had an event and said in the next 12 months, these games will be out. Well, that 12 months is going to be this June. And that presentation also included Starfield as well as some of these other titles. Forza Motorsport from Turn 10, that will be shown here as they have it outlined. And the biggest thing is they're going to be showing off the visuals of this game clearly, as well as things, I'm sure, that play into the damage that can happen to your cars and just show off their engine that they've been working on, incorporating ray tracing and higher frame rates, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it is a Forza Motorsport racing game, something we've experienced many, many times in the past. However, I'm sure this is going to impress a lot of people just based on the visuals alone. And I've been kind of looking forward to this after Gran Turismo 7, which was fine, but it was kind of just that. It was just fine. So I want to see what Microsoft and Turn 10 come up with here. Minecraft Legends, not really into Minecraft at all, but people do seem excited for this one. Seems like it's a spin-off of Minecraft, but seems like one that's a bit more action adventure style. I mean, it's a PvP multiplayer experience, as they say here, action strategy game. So based on the screenshots and the gameplay I've seen of it, I'm sure Minecraft fans will get a kick out of it. But the game that I am very, very curious to see is Redfall, especially after the latest presentation that we had, because they compared it to Far Cry as opposed to what most of us were kind of figuring, which would be Left 4 Dead. It seems like this will be more in line with kind of that open world adventure that you will have your friends join in with you and run around and take on quests or side missions or what have you, level up your gear, gain loot, all that sort of thing. But it is from Arcane Austin. They've done, as they outline here, Dishonored and Prey. Dishonored being a good series and Prey being a good game. So I have some confidence in Redfall. I will say that, but I need to see it kind of outlined after that interview. And here, I feel like they're going to get, I don't say the majority of the time, but the biggest spot at this event. All right, 43 minutes. We have these 4 different things. I think Redfall will probably carry at least a 15, maybe 20-minute spot. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about Redfall. Now, if we have to go down the list here and try to determine the release dates for these games, that's the other big thing. These all need release dates, specifically Forza, Minecraft, and Redfall. And I'm kind of feeling like they're already in order. So Forza could be first out, and it wouldn't shock me if that releases in late March, and then Minecraft Legends comes out the following month, and then Redfall comes out in May, as it's already being rumored. So right off the bat, while the last big release, I believe that Microsoft had that be considered like the AAA subscription mover for Game Pass, sales chart topper even, I think that was Halo Infinite. It's been a while. And now looking at that, it's a year and 3 months potentially until we get something like Forza coming out. And then if you are not a big racing game fan or Minecraft, you're going all the way to Redfall. So yeah, a year and a half just about there. But the good news is I think they're going to get rolling here, as I've mentioned before, for 2023, because they did mention Starfield, all right? They said to dedicate the proper amount of time for a deep dive into Bethesda game studio Starfield, a standalone show is in the works. Based on a lot of talk right now, and this is kind of hearsay with people who are playtesting it, which the game is in playtesting right now, people are incredibly impressed with what they are seeing, and it sounds like when they do this presentation, it's going to be potentially on its own a 30 to 40 minute thing. Like, it sounds like there's still a lot to go over. And for me, no matter how long their presentation is or how many they try to have or trailers leading up to the release, Starfield, much like Skyrim or Fallout, these are big, big worlds that Bethesda creates and have you, the gamer, just go out there and explore and figure things out on your own. So there's still going to be a lot of mystery to this game no matter what when we get to release. But the mystery I'd like to see solved is the new release date, because based on the release dates I just kind of went through here that I think is going to happen with their current lineup, the only month that you would see Starfield release in, and I'm sticking to what they are still saying in their own marketing on their own website, first half of 2023, that would be June, which is coming up here pretty quickly, right? I mean, we're in January, sure, so that's still 5 months off, but that means we would see them date this thing in February and then have, like maybe a 4-month run up to release, which we're already expecting that game to come out in November. We should have already been playing it for a couple of months now. So it's not a huge deal to then drop it 3 or 4 months after having the presentation, since they're also looking for Game Pass subscribers and new subscribers, I should say, and signups from their releases. But if they can make this work, and I do think that Starfield will at least come out this year. Let's say it does get pushed out of first half, as I'm kind of leaning towards just based on the releases that I'm looking at here, then it would probably be set up for holiday and would see a full 1 year delay. But if they can fit it into the first half, that's a pretty good release lineup, right? Forza, Minecraft, Redfall, Starfield, just month after month after month. And then you go into the second half, and maybe they can have some other stuff set up, like Hellblade 2, as an example, could be part of that second half with some of the third-party content I'm sure that they'd be working to secure for things like Game Pass. High on Life definitely came out of nowhere, at least for me. I know it didn't necessarily catch on for everyone out there, but it was a higher quality game than what you'd expect to just randomly show up in marketing material, as this is a Game Pass and Game Pass Xbox exclusive title. So maybe they could pull another one off like that. But that's kind of where I am with this. I'm hoping we get this presentation, we get a bunch of release dates, especially for something like Redfall, and then weeks later we hear that there is a Starfield presentation, and boom, it's set up for June, and then we're going to roll into the second half with a lot of momentum for Xbox. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below. Specifically, when do you think these games are coming out? Like the order, just looking at the titles they have here with Forza, Minecraft, and Redfall. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.